right, guys and gals. I got a major question, and this is just what the hell is Trump doing? Really, seriously, this guy in his first week, not the first year, not the first month, the first week, he already implementing stuff to making sweeping changes. Now I'm gonna try to look up that 225 book. I have a copy of that that was published out just over a year ago, already stating the stuff that he was already planning on doing, and see if some of that has already came through fruition. Because if it did, and it's in the book, I'm definitely going to talk about it. Because they kept saying, and Trump himself was saying, "Oh no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Oh, that's not no, that book's not true." Yeah, he said anything he could to to make sure people voted for him. He did anything just to get people to vote for him. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm that when I find that book. My mole says she is somewhere in the house. I'm gonna look for it. I'm definitely going to validate and verify what was said based on what he claimed he wasn't going to do. That's already in the book that he's already done now. You know, but what I don't understand is what's the hurry? What is the rush for you doing all these implementations? Are you trying to do it before people get too wise about what you're doing? Is that what it is? That you don't want people to think twice before they realize, hey, what you're doing may be very unconstitutional. Is that what it is? Because I think that's what the real deal is. You know, I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping and praying that what you do benefits all Americans. I really do. I don't know for certain, and some of it don't seem like it does. It does to me. I mean no malice, no harm, but I'm just wondering, man, because I don't know. I just like I said, I don't have the warm and fuzzies about it. I don't, for a lot of reasons. I'm not gonna go into any real detail, but I just don't. You know, it just kind of make you give you a little bit of the skeevies about it for me personally, because I'm like, what are you doing? What are you really doing? You don't, and this is all public knowledge. You're trying to get rid of IGs. You're trying to get rid of DEI. You're trying to doing sweeping changes to get rid of uh, immigrants across the country. I mean, undocumented workers, what they call it, and what have you. But I think it's at a disadvantage for some people for you to do that too, because they were saying he was going to even do it to people who were at some point. I don't know how true that part is, but it's just kind of like you ain't been here been back a week and you already making these sweeping changes before you even put a thought to what you're doing. That's the problem that I got. That's a big issue. It's a big giant red flag all over the place. It truly is. You know, like, are you thinking about what you're doing before you do it? Think about who it hurts, because apparently it's not hurting you. You know, and that's what I got a problem with. You talk about make America great, but we can go into the vernacular about all of that all day long. But here's the thing: if you're really trying to make America great, what are you doing to try and make it better? Because right now, I'm not seeing your vision. I'm really not. I'm not seeing your vision at all. That's all right. Some of y'all can drop off. If you want. I mean, this I'm stating my opinion. I'm trying to figure out what is your true vision of the future of this country. I'm just answering the question. I'm asking for a few hundred friends of mine who's on my podcast who roll with me because they want to know too. What is your true vision for this country, and vision of the future of this country at that. You know, Me personally, I want to make sure that my legacy of my which is my grandkids, man, have a better future than I had. You know, and not have to look over the shoulder or watch what they say, or it's just a whole thing with that, man. It's ridiculous, and uh, I really feel sad for the generations coming up, man, because some of these changes are definitely going to affect some of the generations that's going to be coming up in the near future. Sad, man. That's why I said, what is your end goals on this? I'm just asking. You know, I mean, no malice or harm, but I just want to know. All these fools out here driving like they losing mind today. They're really, you think I'm gonna stop? You really thought I was gonna stop? Really? You really thought that? You ain't slowing down, but you run. You know how the lanes go out, run out, and this fool didn't even want to stop. I'm in the lane that's not gonna run out, and you're in the lane that's running out, but you don't want to slow down. That's another whole story. These people drive like absolute idiots out here. But getting back to Trump, I just right now, you know, do you even care about the future of your own citizens in this country? I just have questions about that because you're trying to do deregulation on top of everything else, and that's to me that's a big red flag. Deregulation. Who the hell's going to help when you do regulate stuff that's not being regulated? The whole purpose of opposite of deregulation is regulation, and that doesn't mean regulate everything, but there has to be some regulations for certain things that you do and implement to enhance people's lives, particularly when it comes to food, medicine, and stuff like that. Water, heat, gas. So I mean, come on, you have to have regulations. That's what those regulations is for. So I just want to know what your goals are, what your true goals are, because to me, it's right now it's not a sign of helping anybody, other than you know the people who can do what they want versus the people who trying to do anything just to survive out here. You know, I just don't get it. I don't get what the true end goals is. And some of y'all who who's probably watching my channel, not everybody. Some of y'all are probably these hardcore Trump supporters. Now I will admit, there's only two things I really agree with that with Trump on. One is hard on tough on crime, which I ain't seen any legislation on that yet. That's another whole story. But the other thing was immigration. But the immigration thing that you're doing now has a bit of a disadvantage for some people who won't be fair to. That's the only problem I got with that. You know, and the fact that you're spending bills of funds to do it all at one time, and that's another whole story. You know, but you're in such a rush. I'm like, what's the rush, man? You got 4 years. You know, that's what I don't understand. You know, but you have to remember we have a hellish economy right now that we're trying to build back and spending all this excess money for stuff that we could just take our time doing. And this ain't helping. You know, I gotta say what I gotta say about it. It's not happy about that, man. I'm really not. It don't sit well in my spirit. It really, 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 really don't. You know, and shouldn't sit well in most of us our spirits of the people as citizens of this country. It really should. You know, I know who it does sit good with people who like that kind of stuff. You know, people who don't have nothing to lose. You know, and that's a shame because you don't think enough of other people. To be thoughtful enough about what they're going through. It just. mm. If I continue to say anything more than what I'm saying right now, I'm gonna start cursing. That's how upset I am about this. I'm very upset. You know, what if it was your family that was going through those situations of deportation? You got kids born in this country. That's the problem I got with it is that because it's going to affect those kids who were born here, who actually were here, born here, and try to go to school here and all that stuff, and it would devastate them, man. I think sometimes we gotta think about laws to protect our kids. That's all our children who were born in this country. Not just some, all of them. We gotta start looking at the bigger picture. You know, and I kind of wish that Trump would do that. I don't know if he ever will. I'm not saying that he wouldn't, but I wish he did. You know, this country is bigger than 47. It's way bigger. You know, I mean, which is probably why I'm slowly turning a new leaf of thinking about somebody other than myself, which I always have anyway. But I think about the broader picture of how and who it affects. You know, I mean, I like the one ever the president, but I can tell you one thing: if I was one thing for certain, I think of the big picture of the greater good. You know, not just those who have versus those who have not. Just saying. Just saying my take on it. That's all. Just putting out my 2 cents because this is how I truly feel. I'm like, it's just it bothers me to no end. It really does, and it's sad. Excuse me. It's sad that we don't even know what's going on right now. The severity of or of not of and not. We don't know. You know, it's just sad, man. You know, so I'm gonna continue to pray on. I'm gonna continue to pray for him. Pray for him to have a better mindset, man. You know, and maybe he'll come around and think, you know what, it's really important that I do the right thing for the love of this country and for love of other people in this country. You know, that's what it's all about. I wish we'd have more people like that, like I'm talking about that. I wish was like that, like like myself, with that mindset about, wishing about doing the greater good for everybody. Not just for the some. You know, I'm just going. You know what I'm gonna do, guys and gals. Thank you for your like. I appreciate that. Whoever that is, I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, uh, I'm gonna pray on it. I really am because there's a lot more things that's going on outside of what the things that he's trying to deregulate and all that stuff. And this country is bigger than that, man. We deserve better in terms of how we how people are treated in general. Seriously, I'm gonna pray on it. That's all I can do at this point because it's just man, it's just too many issues right now not to pray on it right now, man. It is, and pray for him to, you know, have more of an open mind about it, for real. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I got, folks. I appreciate y'all coming on my show. Please rate, subscribe, comment if you can. If you can't come on here, just drop me a line. DJWolfLive at AOL.com. That's DJWolfLive at AOL.com with your comments. Uh, Sub me if you like my channel, because this is what I talk about. I don't talk about just politics. I don't talk about just music. I don't talk about just news, local and or national. I talk about a little everything. I talk about whatever's on my mind, especially if it's something that's of a topical nature, particularly this. DJ Wolf, that's all I got right now. Y'all stay safe, man. Stay prayed up. I love you all. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I appreciate it. I'm out.